Now, several videos from the Pahalgam attack have gone viral on the internet. From stories of resilience of local heroes to horror-stricken tourists who were caught in the unfortunate incident. Here's a video of terror and fear caught on cam as a tourist enjoying a zipline ride over the Baisaran Valley unknowingly captured the chaos as it unfolded in real time. Staying on the extensive coverage that we've been bringing you from Jammu and Kashmir, here's a special report in the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack. Now, Pakistani troops have resorted to unprovoked firing, violating the ceasefire along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir for the fourth straight night. Now, NDTV Shivarur brings us the report from the region's most hostile crossing in Shopian and Pulwama. Take a look.
With permission, we've just decided to join this foot patrol by the Special Operations Group. This is part of the Naka itself. We've sought special permission so it's not disrupting any operations that are taking place. They're just moving from one place to the other. So we've just jumped in to reflect the difficulty of the kind of work that the Jammu and Kashmir police is doing right now. Remember, many of the men, all of the men are from here, from communities around here, and therefore it is a sensitive tightrope that needs to be walked between professional duties and their families. And therefore, the work that they do becomes difficult on a daily basis. And at a time when, the homes of people, some of them from their own villages, are being destroyed, it becomes an emotionally difficult experience. They're some of the most professional warriors, that we're showing you here on NDTV. And we salute them in so many ways. I'm sure I say this on behalf of all Indians when we say we thank all of our security personnel for the extremely difficult job they do in a place that has so many shades of grey. But as we continue to report on this patrol, this checkpoint, and all of these warriors who have no choice but to stay awake, this is a 24-hour Naka here between Shopian and Pulwama. We will continue to bring you stories like this up close of just what an incredibly critical job that they do. Bunkers of this kind have come under attack many times in the past. By virtue of being the first line of defense, like I just said when I showed you that previous bunker, means that these become absolutely crucial in case an escalation actually takes place. Let's take, for instance, a car carrying hostiles approaches this particular place and firing begins. If that first bunker, for some reason or the other, fails to engage and that driver is able to cross that path, this is that second line of defense. This is that second bunker where that car can still be damaged or its occupants can be shot dead. Then come the actual Special Operations Group men who we've been walking with, who conduct those patrols. They're commando-style warriors trained to chase and hunt down these vehicles. They've got quick reaction vehicles like the Rakshak here and patrol vehicles that are able to chase any suspicious activity if that should happen. But here inside this little bunker is that second line of defense that then becomes very, very critical. The reason I'm emphasizing the lines of defense is because the way things are structured here, there need to be multiple redundancies. Cars can zoom past, and here between Shopian where I'm standing, Pulwama where I'm standing, and Shopian on the other side, these are two districts that are considered the hotbeds of terrorism and militancy. And that's the reason why every single movement here is a potential find. Every single vehicle that passes potentially holds someone. This is not, of course, to say that every vehicle is suspicious, but by default, nothing can be missed. Every vehicle needs to be treated as being possibly transporting someone of suspicion, someone of importance, someone who may be linked to a recent terror attack. In the Yarwan forests, not very far from here, we hear that there were in darkness search operations being conducted by men from the Special Operations Group earlier today. That continues non-stop. But this crossing point then becomes important because those responsible for recent attacks, perhaps even the Pahalgam attack, could possibly use this track to either get inside the Kashmir Valley or get away. You hear the name often, but you don't see it often enough. Behind me is the grand Pir Panjal range of mountains, almost like a barrier, like a fence here in Shopian in South Kashmir. This is basically a natural division of mountains that separates the Kashmir Valley from the Jammu division right on the other side of it. Now, this is a route through which terrorists and militants who infiltrate south of the Pir Panjal use to get into the Kashmir Valley. Here in Shopian, again a familiar name for people outside of Jammu and Kashmir, it's a place that has long been known as a hotbed, a nest of terrorism and militancy where a lot of recruitment has taken. Well, the Pir Panjal, is one of the gateways. And as we close this report, I just wanted to end by saying that we stand behind our security forces. We recognize the incredibly difficult life and death work that they do on an everyday basis without asking for anything really in return, no recognition. We just happen to find this place where, with special permission, we've been allowed to depict some of these warriors. And remember that as people from the soil, as people from here, their life is extremely difficult. They've got anxious families, and especially in the aftermath of a terror attack like Pahalgam, it becomes even more difficult. We wish all of our security personnel and their families Godspeed, and we will continue to take your stories to the people. With Ashwini Mehra on the crossing point between Pulwama and Shopian, Shiv Arur, NDTV.
Meanwhile, the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly held a special session to condemn the Pahalgam terror attack. The MLAs observed a moment of silence to pay respects to the victims of terror attack. In fact, in a powerful speech, Chief Minister Omar Abdullah said, from Kathua to Kupwara, there is no town or village where people did not protest against this. He also said that this may mark the beginning of the end of terror in the valley. Let's listen in to what Chief Minister Omar Abdullah had to say.
मेजबान होते हुए मेरी जिम्मेदारी थी कि सही सलामत मैं इन्हें यहां से वापस भेजूं, नहीं भेज पाया और माफी मांगने के अल्फाज नहीं थे। क्या कहता उनको, उन छोटे बच्चों को जिन्होंने अपने वालिद को खून में लपेटा हुआ देखा, उस नेवी अफसर की विधवा को जिनको शादी हुए ही चंद दिन हुए थे। हम में से कोई इस हमले के साथ नहीं है। इस हमले ने हमें अंदर से खोखला किया, लेकिन स्पीकर साहब, पहली मर्तबा 26 साल में मैंने जम्मू कश्मीर में किसी हमले के बाद लोगों को इस तरह बाहर आते हुए नहीं देखा। मिलिटेंसी, टेरर, दहशत, आतंकवाद, इसका खात्मा तब होगा जब लोग हमारे साथ होंगे, और ये स्पीकर साहब उस मौके की शुरुआत है।
Let's shift our focus to Karnataka now, where amid rising prices in the state, the Karnataka Congress has written to Prime Minister Modi, stating the cost of things have increased under the BJP rule and that there is a financial burden over 250,000 crore rupees annually on the people of India, out of which over 5,500 crore rupees is on the people of Karnataka alone. The demands include an urgent rollback of the hike of 50 rupees per gas cylinder, withdrawal of the increase of excise duty on petrol and diesel of 2 rupees per litre to extend the benefit of reduced crude oil to the common person, rollback of 10% toll tax hike, among many others. We have my colleague Deepak Bopanna getting us all the details. To my colleague Deepak Bopanna is joining us on the phone line to get us more details. Deepak, take us through really the demands of the Karnataka Congress amid the rising prices in the state, as they call it.
Well, it's been a tug-of-war of sorts between the Congress and the BJP here in Karnataka over price rise. While the BJP has been carrying out a Jan Akrosh Yatra over the last several days. In fact, it's been a couple of weeks now that they've been carrying it out, alleging that the state government has been incessantly increasing prices. The Congress has countered them. We've seen protests that were held in Bengaluru, today a convention being held in Belgavi, and now this memorandum of sorts submitted to the Prime Minister. It has been signed by the Chief Minister, the KPCC President, several office bearers of the Congress, MLAs and MLCs. You mentioned, of course, some of the issues. So they're saying that the centre has been increasing the prices of LPG, this time around the latest one being 50 rupees per cylinder. They're talking about the increase in excise duty on fuel instead of actually reducing the prices because the international food prices have been going down. They're also talking about the, a 10% toll tax hike that started on the 1st of April and the others as well. So they're saying that the BJP MPs and the BJP leaders should in turn protest against the centre. More importantly, through this memorandum, they're hoping that, the centre really acts. But more than anything else at this point in time, it looks like another form of counter-protest that's coming to the fore from the Congress party.
Now, OTT platforms in India are under intense scrutiny yet again. This is amid the concerns over the access to explicit and obscene content online. Now, the Supreme Court of India has issued notices to OTT platforms such as Netflix, Alt Balaji, as well as social media platforms like Google and Meta. This is over a plea seeking regulation to ban explicit content. In fact, the court acknowledged the petition's significant concerns and emphasized that the need for action is required. Now, the Government Council in court has said that the centre is fine-tuning the regulations to address the issue of unfiltered content. In fact, the Supreme Court had early expressed apprehensions, saying that it is facing allegations of encroaching into legislative and executive domains. Now, the top court has also indicated that the centre must also step in and regulate obscene content, which is again easily available online. Welcome back. You're watching NDTV 24/7. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal on Monday held a productive meeting with United Kingdom's Secretary of State for Business and Trade, Jonathan Reynolds, to push for the long-pending free trade agreement. During his two-day visit to the country, the India-UK trade deal is said to be in its final stages, with 14 rounds of negotiations having been completed since January 2022, and no further negotiation rounds are scheduled as of now. Now, shifting focus to Canada, where voters are heading to the polls today in the country's 45th general election, choosing the next federal government amid rising economic concerns as well as ongoing tensions with the United States. Now, the race is shaping up to be a showdown between Mark Carney's Liberal Party, aiming to retain power, and Pierre Poilievre's Conservatives, who are mounting a strong challenge. Now, shifting focus yet again, now Putin has declared a 3-day ceasefire with Ukraine from May 8 to 10 to mark 80 years since the victory of the World War II. Now, according to a statement published by the Kremlin, the ceasefire, which is declared out of humanitarian considerations, will begin at midnight on May 8th and last until midnight on May 11th. All military operations will be suspended during this period. This is what the statement has added. Here I'm quoting from the statement as well. Russia believes that the Ukrainian side should follow this example. In the event of ceasefire violations by Ukraine, the armed forces of the Russian Federation will respond appropriately and effectively. Moscow has also said that it reaffirms its readiness for peace negotiations without preconditions, aimed at addressing the root causes of the Ukrainian crisis and engaging constructively with international partners. However, there's been no immediate comment coming in from Ukraine about the ceasefire as of now. Now, the Padma Awards 2025 were held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in Delhi earlier today, and 71 awardees received them, while others will be conferred soon. Celebrities like Nandamuri Balakrishna, Ajit Kumar, Shekhar Kapoor, Arjit Singh and Ricky Kesh received their awards from President Draupadi Murmu. Meanwhile, Pankaj Udas was honoured posthumously. Legendary Indian hockey player P.R. Srijesh and cricketer R. Ashwin too received their Padma Awards from President Draupadi Murmu at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Here are some reactions from the winners. Listen in.
honored, deeply honored, and I hope I can pay the government back in any way that they want for the good of the society and the good of the people and the good of the nation.
Everybody will be extremely honored and privileged to get national award from the government of India. I'm also extremely happy. More than anything, I take this as a award for all the violinists, because I was told this is the first time a violinist is getting Padma Vibhushan, and also for all the violinists in the past, now and future.
I'm also getting the Padma Shri Award. I've gotten the Padma Shri Award for the category of literature and education. And for that I'm very grateful. I've published around 55 books of various sizes now on different aspects of Indian history, Indian culture, all for trying to promote the Dharma and the Vedic culture of India. And so that is basically the reason why I'm getting the award, and I'm very grateful for it.
Ever thankful to Government of India for choosing me for this Puraskaram. Youngsters should have a passion towards the subject. They may be talented, but they have to practice well. Otherwise, there is no use.
Stay tuned to NDTV 24/7 as we keep bringing you the latest news from around the country and the world.